Okay, so this is my explanation slash demo video for this full stack web application that I tried to build. Its purpose was to be a stock portfolio application where someone could input some information about their stock portfolio and keep track of its history and progress and other things like that. Moving forward, I had the hopes of integrating an API that would grab a lot of that data for you and display it within the application. But I kind of bit off more than I could chew, I think, in the time frame for completing this project. So I'm just going to share what I have at this point and fully acknowledge that it's not fully complete or even fully functioning in the way that I would hope it to be. But we can still dive into some of the code. So I wrote a little script to walk us through some of that. So first off, we built our application using JavaScript, specifically leveraging the React framework for the front end and Express.js for the back end. React provides us with a robust way to create reusable UI components, user interface components, while Express.js simplifies the process of building RESTful APIs, which we were trying to get to and kind of sort of didn't. For the code itself, one of the key features of our application is its use of React components. So that's one cool thing about React is you can create, these are pretty simple right now, but components that you can reuse throughout the application so you don't have to rewrite the same amount of code, kind of like a function, but for a web app. So you can write this really simple component here if we look at the file structure in this, and then I can reference I can export it and I can reference that component throughout the application instead of having to rewrite code, and it creates a good level of uniformity and simple way to reuse things. So that's a cool thing about React. Another important aspect of our code base is the implementation of API endpoints using Express.js. These endpoints handle requests from the front end, such as fetching stock data and adding new stocks to the portfolio. It's kind of an idealistic way of talking about what we have right now. That's what we were going for, but didn't quite get that functionality down just yet. One thing that we were able to use so far is the use of DOM structures in our code. In React, we use JSX syntax to describe the structure of our user interface components. JSX allows us to write HTML-like code directly within our JavaScript files, making it easier to visualize and maintain the user interface hierarchy. For example, in our app.js file, we define the navigation menu using JSX nav and UL and elements. So where are those? Hold on. So an example would be this nav element. Is an example of use of DOM, which just provides users easy access to different parts of our application by writing HTML-like code that, yeah, makes it easier to visualize and maintain the user interface hierarchy. Okay. Yep. So if I go to demo it, honestly, right now, this is where we're at. I have a lot of, I guess I could walk through this a little bit more. I have a lot of code that we've written. This is the server .js file with all the references. This is our app.js, which has references to the different pages we tried to create. These are some simple pages that we've created. But the problem that I am running into, one of the problems amongst several at this point, is when I go to run the local host or view kind of a mock of what the web application would look like as I run npm start here. Npm is a package for Node. And I click on that. We're going to go, wow. So this is where we're at. All that code, and currently I have it to where when I run localhost, I just get a blank web page. So I'm submitting this for now, but moving forward, I might revisit this and make an updated version of the video once I have made enough improvements, have it functioning a lot better, and I'm able to integrate the code that I have written so far in a way that makes sense. So once again, this is kind of a little bit of a walkthrough of this web application that does not work yet, but working on it, learning, it's all good.